Hey, everybody. It's your girl Lush back in the building again. Today we have Alee live in the building, a fellow Pisces and also a fellow Nigerian. She has an amazing publicist company, publicist firm. We're going to be talking to her about her life journey, how she got into being a publicist. And also, how do publicists stay alive in the digital era, and different things to just, if you have a client, things to look for and how to pivot during these time periods. So we're going to be talking to Alee. It's going to be amazing. Really excited to talk to her. Women are doing amazing things. And I just want to say, who to all the women that are doing amazing things out here in the world. And we're just, empowering each other. Don't forget that we have a Women's Wellness Summit that's going to be going on March the 14th. We also have a Poetry Slam on Clubhouse going on the 21st. And we also have a Purpose Journey going on with Mahogany B and me on Clubhouse, where we talk about what your purpose is and how your journey went there, or did your journey lead you to your purpose? So we talk about that. And then you have Phenomenal Woman by Latricia Jackson. So we have so many different things going on. We also partnered with Queen Motivator and the She Wins Network. And we were able to actually send out some care packages for some women veterans, because wellness is everything, especially for women. Taking the time for yourself means a lot. During this time of Valentine's Day, make sure that you're sending out love for yourself and you're loving on yourself. And I'm giving you air hugs. So we're going to be right back with Alee, and it's going to be amazing. It's going down today on Lush Radio online. So we'll be right back. Hey.
Hi, how are you?
All right. We are here. I'm excited.
Wonderful.
All right. So we're going to go on here live. All right. Hey, we have the woman of the hour and current
Hi.
recently birthday girl.
Thank you.
Big happy birthday, happy belated birthday. We have Alee on here, and and we're live right now. And we're talking to Alee about just Everything public relations, what got her started into public relations, her journey, finding her voice through servicing people and letting them, shine their selves and their true selves. And then also on top of that, this digital climate, how is she pivoting during this digital climate? How is she staying and allowing her clients to be relevant during these time periods? And like I said, she's a fellow Nigerian, green,
Yes,
white,
Nigeria in the building, definitely. Yes, I am Nigerian.
yes, I love it. I love it. Alee, what inspired you to get into the industry of public relations?
Okay, great question. First of all, thank you for having me on your show. I
Oh,
sincerely appreciate the invitation, and I'm glad to be here. So what prompted me to start my public relations firm was I was a general assignment reporter for the Afro, American newspaper in DC, after graduating from Howard in 2005. And Publicist would solicit me to cover their clients, but their pitches, their press releases, their communication to me on behalf of their clients was horrible. They didn't know how to make their clients interesting to me as a writer, and I was responsible for 5 to 6 stories a week. So I didn't have time to try and find the story. It had to be presented to me to gauge interest, and then I would take it from there. And so my paycheck was a joke. I had student loans. Once, going to Howard, it was expensive. So I said, let me just take my journalistic expertise and pivot that, translate that into becoming a publicist, use that to becoming a publicist. And it worked out well. And I've been in business since 2007. So been very blessed with having worked with a number of great clients and been a part of a lot of amazing projects over the years.
Definitely. And the other thing, sometimes, you get different clients and they sometimes they feel like, and this is coming from experiences as a former publicist, is, they have a thing like they feel like things happen in a second. Like you have to create miracles. Like you have to be a genie. Tell us the difference between a manager versus a publicist, because some people get both of them mixed up. Explain that to the people.
Well, as a publicist, it's my job to get my clients press and media exposure, right? Which some managers tend to do that. But it's my job to craft my client's narrative to fit that particular outlet, to fit that particular opportunity. And sometimes managers aren't able to do that. So that's what differentiates a publicist from a manager, is being able to craft your client's narrative to fit that particular opportunity, media opportunity, press opportunity, etc.
Exactly. And then that comes with storytelling. You are the
Exactly.
storyteller because you're telling your client's story. And sometimes publicists see a bigger vision than sometimes the clients see for themselves,
Exactly.
aligning them, positioning them, and things of that nature. Now, you've gone through the journey of, dealing with, entertainment people, lawyers, all kinds of different backgrounds in the industry. What do you feel was your biggest highlight for you?
Highlight in terms of the accomplishments I was able to get up on behalf of my clients, or biggest highlight in what respect?
Just in any general respects, whether it's, things you've learned along the way through the journey, or it could be a highlight of an event that, that you wanted to do and you were able to do it. Anything.
Sure. So I think one of my biggest accomplishments professionally is really being comfortable in my own professional skin. And, right. Okay. And in saying that I have years of experience. I have a track record to prove it. These are my rates. This is my retainer. And this is why I charge what I charge. This is why I do what I do. And if you're not able to, or don't feel comfortable in compensating me in that manner, it's okay. I'm able to walk away without looking back. And it's all good. It's all professional. And I'll even support your platform. But before, years ago, I would take on projects that I wasn't really compensated for how I should have. And so, although I did great work, looking back, I didn't see my value. They saw my value, right? But I didn't. And so now I know that. I know I know when people reach out to me, they've been watching me, they've been studying me, they've done their research. And so if they've done their research, why should I sell myself short?
Exactly. So, and transitioning from that,
Mhm.
where do you feel was that one pivoting point where you said Alee has found her voice?
Oh, wow. Okay. I'll speak generally because I don't like to just, client privilege. I don't like to disclose certain things, but
Yeah.
I'll just present this in a general fashion.
Okay.
I am not comfortable with growing with someone's platform unless I am fully compensated for that. Why? Because it gets to a point where they've utilized you for what they needed you for, and when they're done, they'll just tell you thank you. And meanwhile, you're investing your resources, your time, your platform, and they're just using you for what they feel they need you for. That happened to me later on in my career, and it was very disheartening. And so I said to myself, I will never do that again. My retainer, my monthly retainer is my monthly retainer. These are my services. If you're able to retain me, great. If not, I have to remove myself, because when things cross that threshold into being personal, and that particular entity doesn't carry you into the next stage of wherever they're going, it's very disheartening. And so I just learned to never do that again.
Definitely, definitely. And I think sometimes, when we go through like our darkest times or our hardest times in our life is when the beauty comes out,
Exactly.
and
Exactly.
finding your voice, because, with this industry, we go up and down, this
Right.
industry, and with some of the interviews, a lot of people say, it can eat you up and spit you out, but
Exactly.
how are you going to take that and grow from that and move forward?
Exactly.
And as we look as women, we're natural nurturers. We want to
Right.
help everybody.
Exactly.
We want people to win.
Exactly.
But as once we go through those things, we learn to set boundaries,
Yes.
so we
Yes.
set a standard to let people know that you can't take advantage, because we got big hearts,
Exactly.
you come to a Nigerian house, we want to feed you,
Exactly.
we want to make sure.
Literally and figuratively speaking, we want to feed you. We want to make sure you're
Exactly.
okay. And that translates also into the way we conduct our business.
Yes.
And being a publicist is a very personal profession. And
Yes.
so, I'm talking to my clients, in the wee hours of the morning, on the phone, email, texting. So it's a very personal profession in itself. And so if you don't set boundaries, as tough as I am, as much as resilient as I am, okay, not setting boundaries hurt me. And so I just said to myself, I wouldn't do it again. And so you're right. Out of a dark situation comes the beauty of awareness, and comes the beauty of growth.
Definitely.
And so I'm doing that simultaneously, personally and professionally.
Definitely. When we look at a publicist and a dynamic, there's so many different dynamics, because sometimes some people's like, okay, well, a publicist is going to put me on a red carpet. A publicist is going to do this. Publicist does a lot of stuff.
That's true. That's true.
From press releases to using their connections are their gold, are their gold. So when people come around and they want to come directly to your client, or they either want to, take your connections, like your connections are your gold when you're a publicist, and you're using your blood, sweat, and tears to make sure that they're aligned. This person could be a nobody, and you're taking them from 0 to 100.
Thank you.
Connections.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
That's what you're doing. So, that deserves an award by itself. And also for us that are in the media sense, you guys are gems to us. Like, we don't screw over a publicist, because that person is the person that's sending you their client, or they might switch over to another position. That's why keeping that rapport, that's why relationships and networks are very important.
Yes.
That's why I always, just love our publicists, because you go in the trenches. You are boots on the ground doing the work. You're the behind the scenes person making it happen. Exactly. Now, from that situation, now we're in a digital platform, even though, since we're kind of ahead of the curve dealing with social media and all that stuff, we knew this shift was already bound to happen.
Exactly.
So with platforms like a Clubhouse, where people are desiring to like have interaction and shifting your clients into understanding that, look, we can't do stuff the old way. This is the new climate. How are you able to keep clients relevant? And is it an easy transition for clients now, or future clients? Like, how do you see this digital climate for Publicists now?
I see it as being incredibly beneficial. And my business right now has been on the upswing because people know that they still need a online presence. They still need a presence in the media. And that presence is more so online. And so I see it being very positive, a very positive contribution to the world of media and press, and continuing to make your clients relevant. I have people calling me left and right. Hey, I want to utilize your services. I've seen you online. I've heard about you through a referral. I've seen your work. I've been studying your platform, and I now want to engage. And so I see it as nothing but positive.
Definitely.
Nothing but positive. Definitely. So it's not hard explaining to clients that, okay, there's a shift now. They're not going to be as many in-studio interviews as there were before. They're not going to be a lot of in-studio, in-person opportunities anymore. But the power of being online and having a strong presence online is still very relevant and very positive.
Definitely. And you're still getting engagement at the same time.
Yes. Definitely.
And so, I mean, award shows, a lot of things are just shifting, and they're trying to use augmented reality, virtual reality, and all these different things. So a lot of different things are changing, even, the way that we connect. What do you feel through your journey? It's an amazing journey. What do you feel was the hardest adversity as, just being a woman? This industry is not as easy when it comes to us as women. It's like we have to work extra harder. We got to kick down some doors. What do you feel was the hardest adversity for you?
Well, I would say the hardest adversity challenge is, people may approach me wanting to get close to me personally, and knowing that my business is my baby, they'll put up a facade of being interested in my professional services, whereas it's just personal. And so that's just been challenging and, quite frankly, annoying to navigate. I'm not interested. Leave me alone. If it's not about business, don't come at me. It's very simple.
Yes.
But people will always try and find a way to, sliver into your inbox, use fake email addresses and email you, presenting their admiration of me. And so it can be quite annoying.
Yeah, it's crazy because, the thing, women work so hard, sometimes even extra hard, maybe triple hard. Maybe I'm over exaggerating, but we do work hard, right? And the fact that, some people would just discredit that and don't even look at the work first. They just look at us as women, as flesh.
Exactly.
And it's hard because, you get these people coming at you crazy. And it's like, how do you navigate that and still be professional at the same time?
Exactly.
It's a hard challenge, but women are winning from even 2021, even though we had a whole bunch of stuff, but women are winning. Like, they are standing on their 2 feet with everything. Now, what do you feel that you've learned through this time that we've been able to sit with ourselves, connect with ourselves? How do you feel like you transformed as an individual for yourself moving forward?
Like I said before, I guess my tolerance for things is, I just don't have the tolerance. I'm very black and white. These are my services. This is who I am. This is how I work. If you want to engage, great. If not, it's okay. And I walk away. I'm able to walk away without thinking twice.
Yes.
And before, I wasn't able to do that. There was always that lingering of, well, maybe I should have handled this differently. Maybe I should have done this. Maybe I should have been more accommodating. No, this is who I am. This is how I work. These are in retaining me based on your platform, based on what I can do for you. Here's where you can go. I present things, very, very A, B, C, D, very black and white. There are no gray areas. If I feel I can help you, great. If not, I'll leave it alone. Or if I feel I can help you, I'll tell you exactly what I'm able to do, given the platform that you have, and given what I can do to highlight your platform in a different way that's going to get you the results that you want. But I'm very straightforward. So that's what I've learned during this time is stick and move. Stick and
Mm,
move with it. Stick and move with it, and don't think twice or
definitely.
second guess my decision in working with someone or not wanting to work with someone.
And like I said, it's okay. And I think also too, a thing I also I had to learn the hard way. It's okay to fire your clients. Like you can fire them. You can fire them because some of them are off the hook. It's okay to fire your clients. But the other thing I want to ask is for publicists, up and coming publicists,
Sure.
some top three things like when it comes to like a checklist.
Okay.
When you have a client coming, what do you look for? Because it's both parties working at it. What do you look for? What should a client look for when dealing in that publicist client relationship?
Okay, great. So when clients want to engage a publicist, here's the thing. You want to thoroughly do your research on them. You look at their social media platforms, their personal and professional platforms. You want to look at clients that they've worked with. If you approach a publicist for their services and they don't feel comfortable giving you references, that's a clear sign right there. Okay. You always want to examine their writing samples. Can they write? Okay.
Mm,
A lot of publicists cannot write. They cannot write a basic press release, but they call themselves publicists because they may be able to inbox producers and writers on social media. There's more to it than that. And so if you're going to engage a publicist, look for writing samples, look for references. Again, review their social media platforms. Ask for a 10 to 15 minute brief consultation where you disclose exactly what you want, and exactly what your goals are in retaining a publicist.
mm,
Now, when I onboard clients, I ask the potential client, what are your social media platforms? What are your goals in retaining a publicist? What prompted you to want to reach out to a publicist in the first place? I ask all these questions before I even engage. And sometimes there are clients who reach out to me who I don't even talk to over the phone, just because I feel it's going to be a waste of my time.
mm-hmm.
Phone call with me is valuable. That in itself it warrants sometimes a couple $100 fee just to talk to me on the phone for a consultation.
Exactly.
The tools that I'm going to drop are going to help you whether you hire me or not.
Exactly.
Whether
Exactly.
you hire me or not. So yeah, it's just a checklist of, I look for credibility. If they have a product line, I want to know what kind of product it is. If you're a musician, can you really sing? Do you really, I ask very probing questions. I'm a little nosy because, again, in taking on this client, that client becomes synonymous with my business. So if that
Exactly.
client is about the BS, people are going to look at dynamic public relations. Oh, she's about the BS. And I can't have that. I've worked very hard to build the reputation that I have professionally and personally. And I don't want anyone to come in to compromise that. The money that they're going to pay me, it's not worth it. It's not worth
Exactly.
it. So
Exactly.
that's why I'm very careful about who I retain, who retains me, and who I align myself with.
Definitely. I think those are two key components, like if you're going to get a publicist, like, make sure you do your research, like, and have a game plan, because it's the same thing like getting, like, if you got a virtual assistant, like people get a virtual assistant and like, oh, I thought you were supposed to read my brain. A publicist's not supposed to read your mind. You need to tell them exactly
Exactly what you
your
need.
goals. What do you
Exactly.
need? So they can best assist you the best that they can. Because,
Right.
other than that, you're going to be wasting their time and your time, you know.
Exactly.
Um,
Exactly.
so I think, and like she said, for any publicist, you should also have a checklist, for funneling purposes. So you can kind of define and narrow down how you're going to assist them and see if this person actually is serious about what they're doing, or are they wasting your time. So,
Exactly.
so yeah,
Exactly.
yeah. So I think those are definitely key points. And as for you, like with climate and everything changing and stuff, where do you see where do you see PR in the future? Where do you see PR in the future? That whole dynamic of PR in the future for us as a whole.
I think public relations will continue to be relevant. I think people will continue to see the need to retain publicists for the services that we bring. I think that it's going to become even more streamlined than it is
Mm,
now, and very, very, very refined in services provided. There are not going to be any gray areas. It's going to be either this or that. I
Mm,
think I see public relations taking that trend in the future, just because there's so much going on. There's no time for gray areas. Like, I need to know exactly what I'm getting. I need to know exactly what you're doing for me. I need to know exactly what my return on investment is.
definitely.
So
Yeah. So like, I think that's definitely important. I think PR, I think if you don't have a publicist, you should definitely look into getting one because it's important. You can only do but so much by yourself. A publicist has the key components to take you and leverage you up and take you to the next level of where you're stuck and stagnated at.
right,
We
stuck
can
and stagnated. Exactly.
Exactly. Now, I know you can't disclaim ask your client, but like one of like the most craziest or like worst situation that ever happened as a publicist.
So if I disclose that particular, or if I disclose it, people will know who it is. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So for me, I don't. What
Okay.
I'll say is this: is that
Okay, just say a no. One thing you don't do when it comes to dealing with a publicist. One thing you don't do. Like
when it comes to dealing with the client, you mean?
yeah, well, no, that a client should not do when they deal with a publicist. A no, big no.
Oh wow, that's a big no. I don't know, and the reason why I don't know is because I'm just able to, even if it's a sticky situation, I'm able to navigate through it. So a big no. I really can't think of one. I really can't think of one because every client is different. And so for me to say,
So what about like if a client?
okay. Oh yeah. Okay. Thank you. If you've hired me as your publicist, a big no is engaging and hiring other publicists. There's no point. We're all pooling from the same pool of resources. That's a big no. If you say I am your publicist, I am your publicist. And I'm going to represent you on my platforms as such. But if I'm representing you as my client and somebody else is doing that over there, that's a big no. It's tacky, and I don't even deal with it. I've had potential clients come to me who have worked with publicists that I know, and I won't even touch it because one, I have a rapport with that person. I've known that person longer than you, and so I could pretty much gauge as to why that relationship didn't work out. And I don't want the beef. I don't want the problem.
Exactly.
So yeah, if you've hired one publicist, rock with that one publicist. Don't be a publicist hoe hopping from one, especially within the same market.
Exactly. Yeah, that's a no.
DC is a big small market.
Yes.
Black female publicists, we all know each other. We know our work. We know who we work with.
Exactly.
And so a big no is don't hop from one to one. It's just tacky. It's just tacky. Mm-hmm. Another no for fellow publicists is do not try and steal people's clients. That's also
girl, you better tell it.
I had a client. I won't mention who this client is, but two publicists that I know, okay, reached out to that client trying to get them. And they knew when that particular person was my client, everybody knew who that they were with me. Everybody knew. Everybody knew. You were living under a rock if you ain't know, right? And these particular people who I've known, one of them I've known for a long time, okay, tried to steal that client, and I was just like, I just shook my head, like, really? And I've never been interested in any clients of theirs. I don't care. I'm over here cashing checks. We good over here. You understand? Mm-hmm. And so for you to want to do that to me, as another Black woman, I mean, I see these people. I say, hey, girl, how you doing? But I know you ain't shit, and you know, I'll never call you out on it. But trust me, I know.
Exactly, and that's the backbiting and stuff is.
And I'm not for that.
Yeah,
no.
We got to do good business because it's a small world. No matter if we in New York, we in Atlanta, it's a small. We might think it's big, but it's a small world. Somebody knows somebody, So just doing, just keep the respect, and somebody client. You don't want that to happen to you. So like that's a big no. And since we're talking about that, no, so what is your thoughts on the shadow PR when you have a situation where like the shadow PR, like I've seen that before, where you have somebody that's in maybe New York and they do like a joint PR on something. How does that work? What's your thoughts on that? On shadow PR?
Shadow PR as opposed meaning someone is assisting me in another market with a client.
Yes.
I mean, I've reached out to other publicists for contacts. But in terms of shadowing, it just gets a lot of gray areas there. I just do my thing. I put my business name on it. I do what I do. I really don't, I guess, collaborate. I'm not really feeling that.
Yeah, because it can get messy. Yeah, she said I'm
territorial with mine, and I want to be able to say that Dynamic Public Relations was able to get this opportunity. And here's the thing: if people assist me with a placement, I'll always shout them out via social media. Like, thank you, such and such, for helping me get this for my client. I'll always do that. Always give credit to where credit is due. Always, 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 always. Okay. Yeah, but in terms of shadowing, I don't know. I'm good.
Yeah, because I've seen some situations where like some things worked out, but some things can get real icky, right. Especially when it comes to the client or somebody going directly to them. So that's the kind of some of the gray areas that I look at. Some it works for some people don't, and I feel you with the territory because your client, that's your money, not even just your client, like your contacts, you know what I'm saying? So you have people that try to like work their way in so they can like steal your contacts. Then you get a call like so-and-so's hitting me up. Like, do you know about this? It's crazy. It gets ugly in that space. So for the youth out there that would like to get into this space, what kind of advice would you give them?
Well, number one piece of advice is work in a newsroom, either as a producer or a writer. You have to know how the press and media thinks in order for you to successfully pitch your clients to them. Now, there are a lot of publicists who have never worked in a newsroom. They've never done that. Okay, that's great. That's them. For me, I found the experience to be invaluable. I didn't go to school to become a publicist, but having been a writer for almost 2 years and having already established those relationships within the press and media, I found that being a writer was invaluable. And so I would strongly, strongly, strongly recommend that if you do want to become a publicist, you work, even if it's a year or two, as a writer or a producer. You'll have a greater appreciation for, how information is disseminated to the press and the media, and you'll understand how to speak their language. And that's what I'm writing myself on. I tell my clients, I was a writer. So I was sitting behind my computer receiving emails from publicists. So I know what that's like. I know what to look for, and I know what to say. That experience is invaluable. Also, take a writing class. Learn how to write a press release. There is a proper structure on how a press release should be written. A lot of people just don't get it. And I don't mean to toot my own horn, but people have said that my press releases are incredible. Why? Because I know within the first 4 to 5 sentences, I'm giving you the who, what, where, when, how, and why. Okay. Everything else is supplemental. Everything else is, as we say in Nigeria, jara. Everything else is extra.
Exactly.
Right? You understand? So if I'm a writer and I'm getting tons of press releases and you're not getting to the point as to why I should give a damn within the first couple of sentences, on to the next.
Exactly.
And that's what happens a lot in newsrooms. On to the next.
Exactly.
On to the next.
And it's the same thing with, like I said, we say about like out of sight, out of mind. Like, you have to catch those people. Those people in newsrooms, like they have billions of people sending press release. If you're not hitting with those buzzwords in the first couple of sentences,
right, it
gets tossed to the side. So she's dropping some real jewels. If you're an upcoming publicist, or you're a client and you have a publicist, these are some of the things you should be talking to your publicist about. Like, these press releases mean a lot. Now, before, a lot of people were using different some people was using PR wire and stuff. Do you think right now, that's still a good outlet, or you think in the future do you think like there's going to be like even more? Because, some people used to use that, and then there's so many different platforms coming out.
Well, here's the thing. I utilize both.
Mm-hmm.
When I write a press release and I'm launching a client in some way, I have an email blast list that I blast it out to, right?
Mm-hmm.
I rarely use a PR wire unless a client requests it,
Mm-hmm.
because I already have my database of contacts that I want to send this particular note about my client to. So I utilize my resources first
Mm-hmm.
before I cast the net out that wide.
Mm-hmm.
So it just all depends on the campaign and if it's appropriate to use a medium like PR Wire to distribute your press release.
Definitely. Well, I think also the key thing, for those who are listening, Alee just dropped a whole bunch of jewels for y'all. I hope y'all had a pen and pad, because and you better need to go ahead and book her, because she's so skilled at everything that she does. Is that making sure that you're building your database? These are your resources, these are your connections, and keeping that rapport. Don't burn bridges, because you're gonna come back. That one person that you talk to that might have just been a small cat at a radio station now is a big CEO somewhere, but because you kept that relationship, you can still call them for favors. So, like, build your connections, build your database, and and make sure you're labeling, because some of you guys are unorganized out there. Y'all just have contacts all over the place. Make sure y'all got a spreadsheet out here, and you know who's going to who. You need DJs, you need media people, you have all of that set up. So, Alee is dropping so many jewels. I'm just so proud of you, Alee, for your journey, and it's an honor having you here, because you are amazing at what you do. You bring so much to the table, and you win. You don't only win for your clients, but you're setting an example for so many women out there, and our opportunities. It's rough out here sometimes for us as ladies. We have to rebrand ourselves and change. What does being authentic mean to you? What does being authentic mean to you?
Being authentic, what that means to me is just being true to yourself. And being true to yourself, your clients and everybody around you will respect that. When you are not even being honest with yourself, how are you going to render services to somebody else if you're not even honest with yourself in terms of your ability to do so? Okay, so that's what being authentic means to me. Being true to myself.
Definitely, being true to yourself, and just understanding that what it is, what it is. They either going to take it or they're going to leave, and it's like Alee says, it's okay. You know what I mean? It's okay, and I think we just have to learn that it's okay. Sometimes, sometimes our clients aren't the right fit for us. Sometimes, and that's okay, because that right client will come to you and flock to you. But like, we have to be honest with ourselves in every industry that we're in. We have to be honest with ourselves. And that's when we talk about like passion and purpose. Like, our journey leads us to, our purpose or our passion. And then once we figure that out, we're able to align ourselves, and everything starts flowing in easily and simply. We don't have to even think about it. So Alee, if people want to check you out on social media, how do they go about doing that?
Sure. My website is dynamicpublicrelations.com. I'm on Instagram at Dynamic Public Relations. I am also on Twitter, Dynamic PR Pro, and I'm also on Facebook, Dynamic Public Relations. Definitely. Also my email, if you want to email me as well, it's ALEE at dynamicpublicrelations.net. Not .com for the email, it's .net for the email.
Definitely. Make sure you follow her. And Alee, when is this book coming out, man? What's up with this book, Alee, man? What's up with this book?
You know what? Here's and I knew something told me you were going to ask me about that. Something told me. Because here's the thing, I don't look like what I've been through. And for those of you who know my story in its entirety, you know that I've been through a lot. And so for me to be in this place where I'm an entrepreneur, I don't have W-2s. I haven't had a W-2 in well over 10 years. 1099. Okay. So for me to be at this point where I own my own business and all the challenges that I faced in between, it's a hell of a journey. It's a hell of a story. And so for me to share that story, I would have to include other people. And I don't want to make other people feel some kind of way, because everything I claim, I have receipts. Don't
Mm.
get twisted. I
Mm.
am an externalist. Okay.
Mm. Mm.
So I have receipts. I have, I have wire transfer receipts. I have all that. All right. So,
You better tell it, girl.
so if I'm going to state something, I'm
Mm.
going to give proof to back it up. And so the book is not coming out anytime soon. When I write the book, I'll probably be damn near retired,
Mm-hmm.
because writing a book may interfere with my professional,
Okay.
and I don't want to do that. So when I'm
Mm-hmm.
kind of on my way out to, into retirement,
Mm-hmm.
that's when I may feel comfortable in really disclosing, um, my life and what I've been through, because it's quite a journey. And what I will say to people is, you just have to. Everyone isn't going to like you. Everyone's not going to, clap for your accomplishments, and that's okay. At the end of the day, you're living with yourself. You look in the mirror and you have to deal with yourself. It's great if people gravitate towards the movement, right? The movement of your life. That's wonderful.
Mm-hmm.
Not everybody's going to, and you can't take it personally. I don't take it personally. I post my selfies. I post my lives. When my clients have interviews, I post them. I text people. That's what I do. If you don't like it, block me. It's cool. It's whatever. I'm aggressive about my shit. Okay, and that's what yields results. I'm aggressive on behalf of my clients. If I rock with you, I rock with you, and it's just I just go hard.
That'll go hard in the paint for
I
real.
go hard. I go hard. So
Yes.
it's I am who I am, and I'm unapologetically who I am. You know what I
Mm.
mean? So I know people are like, damn, this girl posts so many damn selfies. I think I'm cute. You
Cause
don't
she's
think I'm cute?
gorgeous. Come on, look at that glow. Come on now.
But every time she's with the client, she's posting that. Yeah, I want you to know I'm out here working.
Yeah.
And not only that, I'm proud that people actually entrust me with their needs and pay me accordingly.
Come on now.
You understand me? So if you like, you can block whatever. I am good. I am good. I'll post a picture with no makeup on, no hair on, out in the trenches. It doesn't matter to me. I said I had to get cute, because I'm rocking with my girl today. I couldn't come on because I just woke up out of bed. So I had to make sure the beat was, halfway decent.
Well, you popping over there. You looking amazing. That back. Oh, I love that paint job. That
Thank
your
you.
designer. Oh, the interior designer. I love it. It's beautiful.
Thank you. So this was a project that because before COVID, I was always out and about, and I don't know how to decorate.
Mm-hmm.
I know women naturally have this ability to decorate and put it together. I don't have that ability. So around Thanksgiving or so, I said, you know what? Let me just take this money, handle this business. And I was referred to Dominique, my interior designer, and she understands me. She understands what I like, what I don't like. She understands me as a person. When you're working with somebody and you're decorating their home, that's a very intimate thing to do. Like they're in and out of my house all the time, and so you develop a rapport. And when I met Dominique, her energy was amazing. And so I explained to her, what I did for a living, how my space has to function. And so now this wall functions as a backdrop when I'm doing meetings.
Beautiful.
However, I'm thinking about having her. So Dominique, if you're watching, I think I'm gonna have you do an accent wall in my office in my basement also, so to change up the environment. But yeah. So the book, back to the book. So yeah, not now, but it's definitely
coming. It's simmering. It's simmering. It's coming.
It's simmering. It is.
It's
because if I disclose half of what I've been through, you'll be like, what? You'll be like, really, sis? Like, yeah. But I made a conscious decision to not allow those things to hinder me from being successful. God has been very, very good to me.
Amen. Let's get it.
I can't attribute anything that I have to just luck. No. And during the journey of my life, I've helped people who didn't appreciate it. It's cool. I'm not going to stop being me. I'm not going to stop being the given person that I am. It's just that I'm not fucking with them anymore. You understand me? Mm-hmm. But I mean, they've been X'd, canceled, or whatever. Mm-hmm. But I'm not going to stop. That's not going to harden me.
Yes.
It's not going to harden me. But professionally, I love what I do. I love what I do, and I couldn't ask for anything else than to work in a field that just gives me a great sense of purpose.
Definitely, purpose and passion, and I think that's the biggest thing in our life journey. And
Yes.
Sister Naija, I love you so much.
Thank
Oh,
you.
she is doing her thing. And the last question of the night, we always talk about self-care because we work so much or whatever. What does self-care look like for you as a publicist, as an entrepreneur and a business owner?
Self-care is taking a time to walk away and just do nothing related to business. You have to hit the reset button. If you continue to go, 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 go without any sense of rest or break, how can you service your clients? How can you render services if you don't have a break? So for me, it's just being in front of my TV, watching TV, eating Sara Lee pound cake with a bottle of wine. I mean, that just makes me happy. I mean, doing absolutely nothing connected to being a publicist, just taking that break.
Definitely. Self-care is important. And you got to tell me that skin regimen, because your face be glowing, sis.
Thank
Your face
you.
be glowing.
Thank you. Well, here's the thing. I'll say part of my regimen is I exfoliate twice a day.
Okay.
My face, my body, I don't mess around with the dead skin cells.
Okay. All right.
We don't do dead skin cells around here. So I exfoliate. Yeah. But that's one of the things I do just to keep my skin radiant, and I drink a lot of water. I mean, I don't eat junk food as much, but I do like sweets and I like wine,
Yeah. But it's everybody, we all have our vices, but I mean, like,
that's my vice.
You look amazing. Happy belated birthday. Keep winning. You're an awesome queen. I wish you nothing but continued success. This isn't the last time. And this is your girl, Lush. Don't forget to follow her on all social media platforms. Dynamic Public Relations. They're doing amazing things. Alee is on Facebook, all over the place. You can Google her because she's Googleable. Yes, and don't forget to log on to www.lushradioonline.net. You'll see the actual interview, and then on top of that, you'll also see some snippets on IG, and it's actually live right now on YouTube, but you'll some snippets on TikTok. So yeah, this is your girl Lushy Lush, man. And life may throw you a curveball, but you're in charge of the direction it goes. You just officially got stamped. Love you all. Peace and